Good afternoon, or morning, night, evening, day, wherever you are, whoever you are. Today I'm going to be talking about, we're going to be reading the news. Today I'm going to go off a prompt and probably deviate from it massively because that's what I always do. But I'm going to talk about this. I've ruined the 3-second hook thing already, haven't I? But anyway, I'm going to be talking about AI, evolution, property, creativity, channeling, owning, possessing, and basically like how we distribute attention and get the right level of reciprocation that we need, or feedback, as creators in this creator economy, when there is not enough attention to go around. That's just a fact. Like, that's not scarcity mindset. We can all think like, okay, yeah, I just haven't found my tribe, or my tribe haven't found me, my audience, my people haven't found me. I need to kind of just be out there creating, and then they will find me, and then they will somehow support me or sustain me, and I will get some kind of reciprocation for my energy that I invest in my creations. What goes around comes around, that kind of thing. But in a sense, I think that's also like magical thinking. Ultimately, we are in an attention economy. There is billions and billions and billions, or millions or something, of hours of content being created all the time and uploaded all the time. When people are on social media, they're on social media, like they're not watching whole videos, they're not watching and getting hooked into things properly. How we are focusing is different, how we are creating is different. It's quantity over quality. Just back to the video thing, like, you know, I've realised that generally, like, the average watch time of my reels on social media is like 8 seconds, and that's not, you know, what's the point in posting like a 90-second video when people are watching 8 seconds of it? You could chop your video up into like 8-second clips, 8-second clips, 8-second clips, malfunction, and post more of them, because it is a quantity thing, but then you're spamming people. So ultimately, this topic is I'm kind of like bridging different things, and I've talked a little bit about it in relation to AI as well before, because everyone's scared of the fact that ultimately, like, the AI intelligence, artificial intelligence, whatever we're calling it, is learning very fast, and the prompts that people give it, the things that it can create, are ever more human-like and realistic, and it's only a matter of time. It's already been used for musical creation and generation. It's been trained on voices, like probably all of our recorded music, all of our creations that are uploaded to distribution platforms, or even in the general libraries of the world. That's probably being used to train AI. We've probably opted into that somewhere in small print without knowing. So it will probably be possible quite soon for someone to say, like, you know, make a Geraldine Snell song in a jazz style that is 4 minutes on the topic of chocolate and the smell of black pepper. And it'll probably do it, and in a casual style. Like, we're not far off that, and then it will be able to imitate my voice. I feel like we're on the precipice of this being like genuinely really close. And I know that astrologers say this, and every generation is always has its own like technological, like, end of the world, doomsday. We're the ones who are gonna like fuck everything up. This is the Matrix. Like, every generation has that sort of like solipsism, narcissism, sense of self-importance, that we are the ones. This is going to be the big change. This is the Great Awakening. Whatever it is, like, this is 2012, world's going to blow up or whatever. And it never happens, and it's always just like swings and roundabouts, the waves, the flow just keeps happening. But ultimately things are changing, and how are we adapting to it? How are we looking after our own mental health in this landscape where you can't like compete, like you can't reach people? There is no social media had this like little glimmer of possibility, and there's this probability of reaching the people or targeting even the people that will be interested in your content, and then making more of it. And ultimately, what's the end game there? It's all creation, it's all proliferation, and at some point soon that will be generated automatically. Like, that will just be happening. I've already been seeing it. I've been seeing like Facebook pages that I thought were real images of like off-grid cabins and beautiful winter landscapes and like cottagecore type interiors, and I've been noticing that these are actually, they're not photographs, they're AI generated, and there's all these people commenting saying like, beautiful nature, wow, what a view and stuff. And I'm like, is that a real person or is that a bot? Like, is this page like a person on some level? Is this website with all of this clickbait that's like, we'll get people to click on these inspiring interiors, and then we'll like show them an ad for something that they're already interested in so they can opt in. The whole landscape is crazy, and it is the Matrix. And I'm not fear-mongering here, it kind of is, and I'm not saying good or bad, like good and evil. I don't necessarily believe in that kind of polarity. It's both, it's neither. It just is. Something's happening. Non-duality is my attitude, yet also there is a sense that we do need to adapt, we do need to evolve, because what does make it human, like what makes our art and our music human, what's the end game? For me, the kind of human connection side of it, like I feel that strongly when I perform live, but I don't feel it otherwise, and I try and get it through social media, and I don't get the landing, I don't get the sense of it landing with people that I get when I perform it live. The act of creation itself, the act of composing, of making songs, that's inevitable, it just happens. I don't have to try, it's just like there, and it's a compulsion. It's a little bit like a stimming, or like a kind of stimulation, an itch that needs scratching, drawing needs to be done, writing needs to be written. It just happens, it's a coping mechanism. The fruit of that sometimes sounds really nice and should be shared with other people, and it would be so nice to be reciprocated or rewarded for that in some way, but I do believe that that is happening on some level, and it will continue to evolve and happen. But I do have some level of fear or sense that this is just the beginning, and the change is very gradual, but I'm noticing things that are kind of uncanny and weird, and I'm not being a tech skeptic at all, but things are changing, and it does invalidate, things like even copywriters now. It's hard because you can just get ChatGPT to write really good copy, good promotional things. Like I've used it to write my own like bios a little bit, not completely, but using it to sort of get you started, and then you edit and give it your own voice. But it's even getting better at that. The prevalence of creative people that I see online who are offering other things, so they're diversifying their income streams, so they're not just a musician, they're a musician who is offering tuition or offering a course on how to make it as a musician, or whether it's somebody who's like a painter and they're teaching classes as well. There's this sort of like race to the bottom to like offer things and diversify your potential work and your skills, because ultimately unless you're very savvy and shrewd and learn lots of skills and are really like in the hustle of, okay, yeah, I'm gonna like make this thing and be singularly pushy with it and sell it, there's that kind of person, and then there's like the nepotistic end, and then there's the sort of luck of the draw of like, okay, I'm someone who just like does stuff and put it online, and everyone, it just went viral, and then people are like paying me for it. Like, there's no formula. So this is just a bit of a sort of, I guess, a sense, feeling, intuition I have that it's a weird transition time. and I don't know what's going to happen, but we do need to be vigilant. We do need to remember what's in it for us, why do we do it, why do we create, why do we make, what do we want in return, is there an agenda, is there an expectation of reciprocation, money, kind of, you know, judgment, good, bad stuff aside, why do we feel like entitled to owning the things that we create in the first place? Because ultimately humans are just we synthesize information that we receive, and then regurgitate it in our unique way, just in the way that computers are doing that with information that's inputted into them. So we're kind of like a version of that is less efficient and a kind of messy flesh cage with lots of blind spots. And that's what makes us human, so that's good. But also, yeah, I don't know I'm not here to give answers or make great prophecies or say this or that kind of grandiose prediction, but I do know it's something I'm thinking about a lot, and I am struggling in this landscape of social media, oversaturation, matrix vibes of what is my music for, and where is the connection, and yeah, what is the light at the end of the tunnel. I would love to hear other people's input and thoughts on this, so please leave them below if you have them, and I will be sharing more soon, so check it out.